Hi, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your June 6, 2024 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by more people because it gets it seen by the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so very much. And just remember, the cards will tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know. Let's begin. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Okay. So let's see here. Capricorn, you are crowned with the Ace of Wands. I love that. Okay, this new moon is in Gemini. And so it brings with it this urge for, changes and spontaneity. And the Ace of Wands very much embodies that. It's a gift from God, source, spirit. However you see the divine, the universe, it's fire, it's passion, it's creativity. And it's really having that energy move us forward. Capricorn, we want to create, we want to cultivate. It's kind of like we want to dance on stars is what I'm seeing. And I think that's really cool. I think that's really beautiful. And it's like, it's stepping out of a reserve and stepping into yourself. That's going to be really cool and really powerful about this moon. And also about the intentions that you're setting. When we set our intentions during a new moon, it's not just for the next 15 days and then we'll see them come to light in a full moon, right? But we set our intention for the new moon in Gemini. And it's for 6 months later with the full moon in Gemini, which I believe is December 17th, okay, that we will see those intentions come forward. So what do we want to work forward towards for the rest of 2024? Which sounds wild to say, but this is the last moon, the last new moon to set the intention for the rest of this year. And it's with this gift from the universe, from divinity, of fire and passion and wisdom and determination and focus. It moves us then to the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. All right. If you have water sign energy in your chart, Capricorn, if you have water sign energy in your life, this comes through very powerfully. But this is leading by example and it's leading by your heart. Also, I'm being very drawn to the whale tails right here, the whales at the bottom. I think those are whales. Anyway, to me, they are. And there's just that vibrational energy of the whale song. Now, I don't know if you want to go listen or if you like listening to whale song or being by the ocean. Those two things would be very healing for you. But also, it's like the vibrational energy of the world is what you're going to be really picking up on right now. You're going to be very sensitive to things, be very mindful that sensitivity will not overpower you. But with the King of Cups is I live by example, I lead by example, and I move forward by example to who I am, to what I want, and to how I'm embracing me. It brings us then to the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is saying, listen, we're very focused, we're very fixated, we're very stubborn about certain things during this time. We want to look and pay attention to three certain things, three certain ways. And Spirit is going to kind of throw us a curveball that makes us look at things differently, that makes us look at ourselves differently, that has us, questioning things, pushing things forward, figuring it out. And that's going to be a very big deal for us during this time as well. Now, in the Sabian symbolism, okay, the new moon in Gemini is represented by a robust youth changing into that of a mature thinker. And so we're going to see ourselves during this time transforming from like a force of action into a step back of thought. And that's going to be a beautiful thing, but it can also be a frustrating thing because we want to act, we want to see immediate change, and Spirit's like, it's going to be slowed down. We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, that's that immediate change. The Knight of Swords in the reverse is very much like, just charge it forward type of thing. We have that energy coming through just a little bit with this new moon in Gemini, but it's also, swords represent Gemini energy. This is the White Knight time. This is our superhero, storybook, hero coming forward with the Knight of Swords. And this is us being that storybook hero to ourselves and saying, this is how I need to move forward for me. This is what's important to me. This is what I'm moving towards. This is where I want to be. This is me. And as that opens to us, it's like, oh, this is me. And taking all preconceived notions, taking what we thought we should be, or how we thought we should be, or what we thought we should be, and kind of throwing that out the window and saying, but this is me. And that's going to be really important with this moon, because with this moon also, we're really good at analyzing our emotions. We're kind of a little bit, rubbish at feeling them. So just be aware of that. The King of Cups, we have a bit of a heads up or a step up above others here, Capricorn, because we're embracing the feeling of things, but we can become very analytical with feelings. We can become very good at the verbalization or the jargon of feelings, but the actual feeling of the feelings, that can be a little bit much. So just being aware of that, we can harden our hearts during this time, and that's not what we want. The Hermit is here. This is Virgo energy, another earth sign energy. We ourselves, of course, are earth sign energies. Virgo is a time frame of August 27th to September 22nd. And this is saying, I need to turn inward. As much as Gemini is a social butterfly, flitzing from here to there, and you always read and hear, the funniest things about Gemini, like, they're ditzy, they don't have the follow through, they don't have the substance, but a Gemini knows when to walk away. And it's very interesting because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and so is Virgo. But they both know when to walk away. It's hard for them to walk away, and they might not do it in the best way, But here, when we turn inward, when we start to see, how am I the hero of my story? How am I showing up for me? We will see certain things that it's like, well, that chapter is over. That's ending. Now I step forward in what I need, what I want, who I am, where I'm headed. And it brings us then to the Nine of Swords reverse, which is fantastic. If we want to have a reverse card, the Nine of Swords is a fantastic one to have, because this is worry, this is doubt, this is fear, this is being stuck in your own mind. This is also Swords energy, right? So that reiterates and amplifies with this new moon in Gemini. And we can really, we can think something to death, like absolutely over worry, overthink, over analyze, beat ourselves up. We could be doing something really nice, and then because we're overthinking it or we're over analyzing it, we take that really nice thing and we're like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was horrible. It's like, what, you were doing something nice. You were being nice to a person. You got them a present. Why are you overthinking that type of thing? But we can during this time, so just be aware of that. But we're releasing the overthinking. It's like we're calling ourselves out for it. It doesn't mean that we won't do it. It just means that we are calling ourselves out. And with the King of Pentacles, that's us. We're earth sign energy. This is also amplifying the Virgo energy. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is prosperity. This is success. This is bounty. This is abundance. This is wealth. This is money and what you value as much as money. And this is seeing the way things are interconnected. During this time and during this moon, you really can become quite powerful, okay? Because what you're going to see here is you're going to see your feelings. You're going to see your emotions. You're going to not necessarily feel them, but you're going to see them. It's like, oh, how is this holding me back? How is this moving me forward? How is this helping me? How is this hindering me? It's like you're your own therapist type of deal. But, and not asking, oh, what do you think about that? It's like, oh, no, I already know what I think about this. I'm already analyzing this, type of deal. And all of a sudden you can really release a lot of the baggage that was holding you back. And so Capricorn, you can find yourself really amplifying your productivity, amplifying your prosperity during this time, but talking about your feelings, acknowledging your feelings, and feeling your feelings are going to be two separate things. And just make sure you do not harden your heart, because that can happen in a Gemini moon. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and Spirit guides. Ooh, we have two. So here we have Enchanted and we have Breathe. Focusing on our breath, breathing is going to be very important, not just for the simple act of it keeps us alive, right? Breathing is always important, but it's like I focus on my breath, I'm aware of my body, and I'm in my body. And that is going to be a very important and very powerful thing. And it's going to be hard for us. It's going to be hard for us to slow down and be present within ourselves. We can also find ourselves holding our breath when we get stressed. It's like, oh, I'm holding my breath. Enchanted. It is embracing the enchanted moments of life. You're going to be good at this, right? It's in the upright position, but it is looking at the world as if it is an enchanted storybook, because it is. There are the most magnificent things happening in our world every moment, There are horrendous and horrific things happening too. But if we look at the higher vibrational energy, if we focus on raising up in kindness and in love, and we focus on that energy, we'll change our world. And in changing our world, we'll change the world. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. This is meditate. Are we going to want to? No, we never want to. Just be aware of that. Nobody ever, well, okay, so some people do love meditating, but it's like slowing things down, taking that time out when you have 18 million different people pulling you in 18 million different directions. It's going to be so important. And it's going to help you embrace your crown chakra, but it's also going to help you move forward in a way and see your life and yourself in a way that you just didn't know you needed to. It also will have your mind connecting with your heart, which is what you need to do. And it is most definitely how you need to live. So let's see here what energy we have to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the 5 of Wands reversed. Being mindful, because we are so going to not be into everybody else's pettiness. But in separating ourselves from their pettiness, we can make ourselves like a target. Like, oh, well, let's just gang up on Capricorn because they're not part of our club, either of our clubs. So I'm just going to go after them. So just be mindful about that. Yeah, it's just nastiness. It's just like little kid stuff, but little kid stuff can be really, really mean, like really mean. With the Ace of Wands, your fire, your passion, your tenacity is coming forward. And there is this real sense of what am I passionate about? And what do I want to grow? How do I want to nurture things? How do I want things to come forward? With the King of Cups, this is the most feminine of the kings, okay? It's embracing our heart. It's embracing what we love. And it's not shying away from it. It's not saying, oh, I'm not supposed to be like this or I'm supposed to be like that. It is saying, this is me. This is my fierceness. This is my power. This is what I'm moving forward towards. We are going to have a tendency during this moon and during this time to want what we want when we want it. Kind of like a little kid. Like, I want a candy now and I'm going to have a candy now type of thing. It's like, no, you're not. So just be aware of that. That's what Spirit is going to say to us. No, you're not. Like, no, you're not going to do that. You're going to eat your cucumbers and you're going to be happy. And here with the 4 of Cups, we're going to have a curveball thrown to us that makes us see things differently, that takes us out of our own head, that takes us out of our own space. It's going to be a surprise, but it's like, okay, like, go with it. See what happens. It can be that somebody says, oh, you're going to do this with me. And you're like, what? I wasn't going to do that. And it winds up being the best thing you ever did. Like, it starts a hobby or something that you absolutely love, or, it has you meeting somebody that you're like, wow, I never would have met this person if I stayed in my rut, type of thing. With the Knight of Swords, this is tenacity, this is determination, this is focus, and this is cutting through a lot of the nonsense. This is being your own hero. Allegorically, if you look at this as the White Knight story, right? I always see this as Prince Charming in Sleeping Beauty. He runs down the hill, right? He slays the dragon. What are your dragons? What are holding you back? What are your fears? It doesn't have to be a dragon. You don't have to slay a dragon. You can tame a dragon and fly on one. But what are your fears? What is holding you back? What are you doubting? What is overwhelming you? Okay? With that question being asked right there, okay, you're going to find that you slay your dragons. You also become way more aware of yourself. This is a time where you're cognitively very aware of yourself. So slaying those dragons and knowing your fears, that's going to be huge. And that can be a huge advantage, especially with setting your intentions for how you want to really develop and grow for the rest of 2024. Okay? And then you cut through the poison of the world, the poison, the nastiness, the bitterness, the, manipulativeness, and you ascend the tower. You ascend the tower and you awaken the sleeping part of you, which is usually the sacred feminine, but it doesn't have to be. You awaken the sleeping part of you. You awaken your princess, and you then ride off into the sunset to have another adventure, a different adventure. With the Hermit, you're going to need to go into yourself. Are you going to want to? No, not really. We want to embrace the social butterfly-ness of Gemini. This is the Gemini time period. It's the Gemini moon. We want to be talking, connecting, just being a part of. But the Hermit is saying here, don't forget to recharge your battery. Don't forget to step into yourself, especially if you're introverted. But even if you're extroverted, it's like it will be really important to step in to you, to say, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is me, this is what I'm working forward towards. This is also a fantastic time because we are so analytical to really, put out, our calendar and set things up for ourselves and say, okay, this is how I'm moving forward. This is what I'm tackling. This is what I'm going after. This is what I want. And with the Nine of Swords reverse, we have a tendency to overthink, to overanalyze, to beat ourselves up again over really nice things that we do. It's like, oh, it wasn't perfect. It could have been misconstrued. It's like, well, that's on them. If it was done with a kind intention, and you do unto others, if you want done unto you, then just let it go. Which sounds so easy to say, it's so hard to do, but being aware of that during this time is going to be so important. It is. With the Nine of Swords, we're releasing a worry, a doubt, a fear. This is also worry that keeps us up at night. If you can listen to something while you go to sleep, a story, I love listening to stories when I'm going to sleep. You put on the timer for 15 minutes and you just fall asleep to a story so that your mind doesn't worry, doesn't go around and around and around in hamster wheel. So just be aware of that. Listening to a story, listening to music can be very, very helpful. Setting up a nighttime routine that is just quiet and sacred for you can also be very helpful because this worry can most definitely rob your sleep. Also, doing physical things throughout the day or just like something physical during the day can also help you get a really good night's sleep. And with the King of Pentacles, you are embracing your prosperity, your success. You're really nobody's fool during this time. You're determined, you're focused, and you are going after what you want and what you need, and you are opening doors in ways that you hadn't imagined that you could. And this is going to be a time where you do see the connective threads to things, but you're also really good at nurturing and growing. You're really good at nurturing and growing and embracing more and stepping into, a newness and an insight, a power to you. Your subconscious spirit message is devoted reversed. You can have the things that you are devoted to, some things that you're devoted to, you can be questioning them. You could be questioning, is this really what I want to be devoted to? Should this really have my energy? Does this really need my time? So just be aware of that. Our devotions, we can be questioning them. And again, because this is such a analytical time, which is not really what we think of Gemini as, but it really is. We are going to see ourselves turning from that robust youth of just action into the mature thinker, into the person who problem solves and does it really darn well. So with that here, Capricorn, that's going to be a very big deal for us, and it's going to be very powerful. It moves us then to Mother Earth. Again, this is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet, but that's Earth energy coming out. Again, we have the King of Pentacles here. Now we have Mother Earth coming forward, and we're looking at how to plant our seeds, how to grow ourselves. We're also saying everything doesn't have to be nurturing and calm and perfect and lovely. We always have this vision of the Earth Mother and just such a loving, natural, easygoing person. Mother Earth is fierce. Mother Earth is tornadoes and cyclones and earthquakes and fire ants and all these things in between where you're like, geez Louise, why do you have that insect, type of thing. So just be aware of this. Like, we don't have to be perfect. And perfect doesn't exist. And it's that desire to be perfect that will get us into our own head and start us, kind of fighting things again. So just be aware of that. The repeat of the number 9 right here is a very human number. And, one of that is reversed, right? It's human to worry. Yes, it is, most definitely. But we're going to see here that we need to embrace our own humanity. And that can be a very challenging thing. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the King of Swords. We can be in our own head. The King of Swords, that's what came through with the worrying. We can overanalyze. This is Gemini energy coming through, represented by the swords and the minor arcana. So we can find this time to be a time, if we want it to be, where we pick ourselves apart and we find ourselves completely wanting. So just be aware of that. Our subconscious tarot message is the High Priestess reversed. It's going to be really easy to follow others' wisdom. And if that's what we want to do, and I'm not saying don't listen to wise people, but don't forget to listen to your heart as well. If somebody says, I have all the answers, I figured it all out, they're lying to you. They just are. Life is hard. And as soon as you think you figure something out, something else will come and, and knock you down for the count. So here with the High Priestess reverse, we really want somebody to say, I have the answers. Here's the rule book. Here's the play guide. Just go for it. Just do this and everything will be great. but it's an exploration of us, our souls and ourselves. So that's going to be really important here. And also, we can be overwhelmed. Our own psychic ability, our own spiritual ability, our own sensitivity, we can find that to be very overwhelming, Capricorn. So just be mindful about that during this time, that we can be overwhelmed by our own emotions and then be like, have to close it down, right? And this could have already happened to us when we were little, that we were made fun for being sensitive, we were made fun of for being too in tune to things, or we were too in tune to things and it was overwhelming to us, and we shut it down. So just be aware that that energy can also be coming forward during this time, and there's a great awakening happening, and we can be fighting that. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to you always. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.